Good Friday morning and welcome to your WAFB First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Henry Blaze, and our weather for the time being is looking relatively good across the region. It is gorgeous out there right now, but that is going to be changing over the next 24 hours or so as our next storm system pushes into the area. One thing you are going to notice is that not really over concerned about today. It's going to be nice, sunny, and mild. Great weather for high school football, Friday night football, as well as if you're heading to the Greater Baton Rouge State Fair. Over the weekend, though, that's going to be a different story as we got a chance of showers and thunderstorms coming into the forecast, especially for Saturday and into the first half of our Sunday. That's when we could be having some strong to severe thunderstorms. The good news is that notice by Monday, though, at least the weather conditions are going to be settling down for a bit. So I want to show you the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. Notice that much of South Louisiana and Southeast Texas are in yellow. That is the Storm Prediction Center's indicator of a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. That goes all the way north to Alexandria, includes Hammond, Baton Rouge, all the way into the Houston area. This is for Saturday. Our main concerns are going to be heavy rain, damaging wind, and the potential for localized flooding, but there will be a few brief opportunities potentially for a quick spin-up tornado out of some of these storms. So that is key number one. Number two, that's for Saturday and Saturday night. What about Sunday? Well, not a level 2, but still a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather. That's mainly going to be for our Sunday morning. Now, the second half of Sunday, I'll time that out for you as well. But Saturday into at least the first half of Sunday is where we have our biggest risk of severe weather. Now, as I mentioned, we do have a flood potential. We have Southeast Louisiana under a level 1 out of 4 risk of flooding. This is from the Weather Prediction Center, but west of Baton Rouge, let's say into Erinville, Maringouin, as well as New Roads, on westward and northward, a level 2 out of 4 risk of flooding. Now, the flooding, not expecting it to be like anything widespread, but there are going to be some areas receiving localized flash flooding with some of those heavier and slower moving storms for your Saturday into Saturday night. Sunday morning, all of our viewing area looking at a level 1 out of 4 risk of flooding before that storm system does finally exit the region. Now, let's talk a little bit about the timing. Any future cast I'm showing you is going to be from 7 o'clock Saturday morning into 8 o'clock Sunday evening. So we're starting at Saturday morning. Notice mainly dry, maybe a couple of showers trying to make their way off the coast into the inland parishes, but the first wave still off to our west in Texas to start out our Saturday morning. Now, as we get into the mid to late morning, and especially the early afternoon, that's when we start to see that first wave of energy push through, giving us the potential for some strong thunderstorms with heavy rain, maybe a couple of severe storms. Wave number 1, the graph model at least has it out of here rather quickly, maybe even by early evening. Not necessarily the best news for Jaguar fans on the bluff, because you're likely going to be getting rained on with kickoff being at 4 o'clock. But afterwards, we should start to see things clearing up, or not clearing up necessarily, but drying up for a little bit as we get a break from some of the activity. Tiger fans, be on the lookout for a spotty shower or two, but if this does hold true, this will be good for you at Tiger Stadium. Now, notice after midnight Sunday, the graph model not doing a very good job at picking up that line of storms coming through. I'm going to show you several of the models, and you'll see why we're having a little bit of a comparison with the models as well as the timing. So the graph model pretty much has us all clear, but I'm not very confident in this model because we have a lot of others that are showing the potential for a line of strong, maybe potentially severe storms coming through. Now, this is the HRRR, or as some like to call the HRRR model. Does a little bit better job when it comes down to thunderstorms, some of that picking up by the mid to late morning and into the early afternoon. We got the potential for numerous showers and storms at noon on Saturday. Quickly pushing out of here, starting to catch up a little bit with the graph model, potentially having us drying off a little bit by 5, if not 6 o'clock. This is when we could get that break in the activity on Saturday. Now, here's Saturday night into Sunday morning. There's that line that I've been mentioning that could bring us our second wave and round of potentially strong to severe storms for Saturday night and into Sunday morning. So especially Sunday morning for your commute, 7 to 8 o'clock could be a bit on the wet and stormy side before things start to gradually settle down the second half of your Sunday. Now, one last model I want to show you is going to be the Barron model. And the first wave, that's going to be associated mainly with a warm front for the morning and into your Saturday afternoon. So that's when we'll have the potential for a few strong, maybe severe storms with the first wave, but the bigger concern is going to be that heavy rain and localized flooding potential with this. Now I'm going to stop it at 6 o'clock. It too is getting the new update, so the model's starting to come into more agreement of a bit of a break from the rain during at least the late afternoon from west to east and into the evening on Saturday. That's something that we want to hear, but we still have to watch out for the main line that'll be coming in with that cold front. Here's midnight on Sunday. Northwest Louisiana, eastern Texas, getting on that rough weather. We could see some more intensification with that line. Going to stop it at 7 o'clock for Sunday morning. As I mentioned, that's when we can have some of the roughest weather pushing in from the west through to the east. So we are keeping those rain chances in play for Saturday night and at least the first half of your Sunday morning. Now, as we go into the noon hour, could still be seeing some showers and storms east of the Baton Rouge area, New Orleans into Slidell and the mouth of the Mississippi River before the storm system exits the area, at least by the second half of our Sunday. So we'll gradually see improving weather conditions by late Sunday morning from west to east and into the afternoon. And once the cold front pushes through, we're actually going to have nicer weather for next week, but we'll talk more about that in a second. Let's tell you a little bit about the rain amounts that we could be looking at. Now, we're looking at widespread rain. For now, we don't have any type of flood watches in effect for southeast Louisiana or southwest Mississippi. For now, I'm not expecting that to happen, but we will have to look out for that potential across southwest Louisiana and northwest Louisiana, because there will be localized bullseyes of 4 inches, maybe more of rain well to the west of the Baton Rouge area and west of the Atchafalaya Basin. But here from home, we can pick up anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, if not more, of rain, just depending on how quickly or how slowly those stronger thunderstorms move. So for the time being, Saturday plans, I recommend you get those done today, especially the outdoor plans, because by tomorrow morning and afternoon is going to be a bit too late. But as we go into the second half of your Sunday, the weather appears to be much calmer than we're expecting for your Saturday. And just want to give you a heads up, you've probably been seeing a lot of this online. Well, Halloween, yes, coming up late next week. Well, we will have another cool front, a stronger one at that, pushing through sometime in the middle of the week, sometime on Tuesday and Wednesday. Much cooler air will follow in behind it. Now, I'm not talking about like how we had earlier this week or the past few rounds. There is going to be the likelihood that some of us can only have highs in the 60s by the middle and end of next week. So that's going to be a nice little crisp taste of autumn air just in time for Halloween. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and be sure to watch 9 News tonight, and especially at noon, as Jeff Morrow gives you the latest updates on your weather.